What up, nation? Welcome to another edition of the WiseTake MLB DFS Wise stream. CK013 here. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. And of course, I'm from the WiseTake Nation, which you can find on all the social media platforms. This is below, directly at WiseTake.com, or above, I should say, or directly at WiseTake.com if you're looking to take your DFS game to the next level. We are a premium DFS content provider, as well as a DFS community designed to help make you a better DFS player. Go check us out at WiseTake.com. That being said, if you're new to this channel, welcome. You've come to the right place for some free fire DFS content. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notifications bell. Don't miss out on any of the free content we put out right now, covering MLB Monday through Friday. I'm going to restream Sunday night through Thursday night, covering slates with our first look covering the Monday through Friday. Okay. So the Wednesday night slate was pretty wild, right? Wild. Shout out to Pat Bush, doing well, man. How about you? Jonathan Adams, what's going on, bro? Wild slate. Braves went for 20 runs against my Mets? 20 runs. Just craziness, right? We had Ohtani didn't make it out of the first inning. Nola was cruising, had like 11 Ks, and then just got dollywopped, right? Gave up a shit ton of runs, right? It's just a very strange, wild, weird. That's like a lot of weather. Crazy, just craziness. But the good thing about MLB is, we get another crack at it today. So after having a couple really good days, having a couple really good week last week, yesterday sucked. All right, whatever. Wednesday was rough, but again, looking to bounce back. Shout out to those of you that are hanging with me. Hit the like button if you haven't already. It goes a long way. Really helps us out. Don't forget to leave some comments. And now let's get into this slate. Smaller slate. We got two slates again for those of you doing it early. We're covering the night slate here, the main slate, if you will. And we're gonna start off with top pitchers, as we always do. Pulling up my notes, my handy dandy notes. You know what I'm saying? All right. Guess I didn't really need the notes. It's pretty simple to me. Jacob DeGrom, look at his 44% K rate, 44.5% K rate so far. This is just insane. He's playing Atlanta, tough offense, but I don't care. It's Jacob DeGrom. I prefer him at home, but really don't care where he is, to be honest with you. The thing is, we have a few different SP1 considerations. We don't have a lot of like cheaper, saving money SP2 types. So DeGrom is number one, right? Framber Valdez is also an interesting option. Now, from a strikeout perspective, the Indians only a 23% K rate, but an 86 WRC plus, 289 WOBA, 161 ISO, and J-Ram might be hurt. We'll have to check the status on him. So I think Framber is at least in the conversation. Corbin Burns definitely is. There's been a lot of speculation with him and what's his name? With him and what's his name? His teammate Woodruff. Right? There's been a lot of speculation in regards to those two guys. So until I see something, I don't care. Pittsburgh's also coming out of Coors, so for those of you who believe in the Coors effect, you got that rolling for you right there. So I think Corbin Burns definitely in play. But again, these guys are all expensive, right? These are guys that you could play with Jacob DeGrom if you have enough value, but not a ton of ways to save money. I mean, those are really the only three top pitchers. Then we go down to Ian Anderson, who kind of really stands out on DraftKings from a numbers wise. Right, 26% K rate, okay, but he's 7-1 over there. 3.76 Sierra. I mean, the only other guy with numbers that are halfway decent is a couple Wainwright, who's not even that cheap, 8.4 in Coors. It is the Rockies. I guess you could if you wanted to get real risky and dirty. And then JC Mejia, who's even cheaper, but is playing in Houston, right? Where's the upside in that? So I think that Ian Anderson is going to gather a lot of attention. I think a lot of people, he may be the most popular pitcher on the slate because I think whether you play DeGrom, Valdez, or Corbin Burns as your SP1, I think a lot of people are going to pair him with Ian Anderson. Let's throw that out there. Top offenses. Top offenses. So we got Coors. The Cardinals are looking like the more attractive side on paper, going up against Antonio Senzatella, who's just god awful. But the Cardinals are not so great themselves offensively. They did wake up a little bit on the early slate, but St. Louis tied for the third worst WRC plus with Pittsburgh and Philly and Baltimore at 84, a 147 ISO, 288 WOBA. Only a 22.3% K rate. That may help him out a little bit. Put the ball in play. But I think the Cardinals will still get some attention because it is Coors. That being said, the Rockies are against Wainwright. The Rockies could be the lower owned group. I mean, I think John Gray on the early slate on Wednesday was like chalk. So I don't think people are so afraid to take pitchers when they have to. And inversely, that may mean they don't feel like they have to take the bats. They don't have to. So I don't know how many people are willing to attack Wainwright, who's looked pretty decent. And I think it's a viable option for tournaments. But either way, they are in Coors, obviously. And if they can get to Wainwright, I've been saying this show after show, Cardinals bullpen has the highest xFIP in the league. The Stros against Cleveland. So Stros are implied for 5.2 runs. That's the next highest after the Coors. I think it's like the Cardinals and the Rockies are obviously both the two highest, but then Houston is third. They're playing Mejia. I'm not too crazy about it. I think Mejia is okay, right? This game's in Cleveland, so no real park advantage or anything like that. That doesn't mean I don't want to pick some one-offs. I certainly could, but I think we have better offensive spots personally. The Dodgers, for instance, Dodgers haven't been good against lefties, but Corbin's a guy that some of these guys have had some success against, such as Justin Turner. We know that the Dodgers are better against righties. Dodgers 24.8% K rate, 161 ISO, 300 WOBA, 94 WRC plus against lefties. But Patrick Corbin has seemed to regress himself. And this game's in Washington, so we could get some heat, some humidity. I haven't checked the weather yet. I'm just kind of assuming. But I know I'm in Jersey, and it's been hot as literal balls. You know what I'm saying? Hot. So I know it's been pretty warm and humid over there too. I have to see. We did get some storm action rolling through, so I don't know if that cooled things down, but check the weather on that. That could be huge. Matter of fact, shout out to the Suns, by the way, making it to the finals. Shout out to the Suns, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, doing dirties. I think a lot of people when Paul went. This is off topic, but when Paul went there, I think a lot of people were kind of like, "What? Like you could have went to all these places. Like you're getting older. Don't you want to win a championship?" And just saying, man. Shout out to Chris Paul, Patrick Beverly, dirty. Anyone didn't see, walked up for no reason. Well, there's a reason because he got his ass kicked. Went up, pushed Chris Paul in the back, give him a true bitch shove. You know what I'm saying? It was a good heave. I'm not gonna lie. It was a pretty good heave. So 75 degrees, 85% humidity. It may not be that hot, but it's very humid. Either way, the Dodgers are in there. I know I kind of was buying myself some time, so I could look that up for you guys because I felt like I should. I was talking about it. Last but not least, the Dodgers. The Padres. Now, I don't know how popular the Padres will be. They're favored over Luis Castillo, but I wonder if Luis Castillo's name will keep ownership at bay for them. But this is obviously a good park for hitting. One of the best in the league in Cincinnati. Padres are a very good offense. They're loaded up. Numbers-wise, it hasn't really caught up, right? Like, they're not like... Well, here we go. It has kind of. But ISO, 165. Well, that park's more of a pitching park. So we want to take advantage of these big parks. Cincinnati's bullpen's also been trash. So I like them, personally. I've been playing them every day in the series, and the weather's been a bitch. But, I'm wondering how highly owned the Padres will actually end up being. We'll get into the things to watch. The Brewers going up against Will Crow. The Brewers went for like 14 runs or some shit, 15 runs on an early slate. Will Crow's terrible. He's got an xFIP just under 5. He's terrible. Milwaukee, though, has not really been good this year. Now, maybe they're getting hot. I mean, when I say that, I mean offensively. They're actually, I think, in first place right now in their division, or at least real close. I don't know. I think they're in first place. But a 25.7% K rate, 152 ISO, 294 WOBA, 85 WRC plus. That's how they're doing it. So Milwaukee's an interesting offense. Keep an eye on it. The park sucks. Pittsburgh's not a good hitting park. But Will Crow's terrible. The Nats on the other side of that game against Tony Gonsolin. We haven't seen a ton of Tony, but he's given up a lot of fly balls. Nationals also put up, I think, like fucking 16 or 18 runs or some shit like that on the early. Like I said, it was a wild day overall. Not just the night slate, it was just a wild day. Gonsolin has a 4.99 xFIP in the small sample that we've seen. You know what I mean? So some an offense to keep an eye on. And then Johnny Cueto against the Astros. Like Cueto, I'm not a big Cueto guy. I don't think anybody really is, but he's mediocre at best. But Arizona's been awful. I mean, god awful. Arizona, second worst WRC plus in the league against righties at 80, 289 WOBA, 128 ISO, 24.7% K rate. They've been terrible. So maybe this is a place where we can consider Johnny Cueto. I don't know. We do it. I don't know. Dog watcher, we're out of here. Dog watcher out of here. Quick show on Wednesday night. Well, this is Thursday slate, but you know. Go with Justin Turner. There's some BVP there, so your BVP truth is that one's for you. Justin Turner against Patrick Corbin. Charlie Blackmon out of Coors against Wainwright. And we'll go Eric Hosmer against Luis Castillo. Eric Hosmer, he didn't even play on Wednesday. He didn't even play. I think he's going to play. And I'm going Eric Hosmer against Luis Castillo. Anyway, Nation, that's going to do it for today's edition of the MLB Wise stream. I had to do it quick because I got here late. But appreciate those of you, again, who continue to leave comments, continue to share the show, continue to show the support, watch us live, everything. Don't forget to check us out at WiseTake.com. I write an article over there where I kind of have my final takes. This is obviously more of a first look show. Paul Leedy does his dirt sheet, our projection cheat sheets, all that shit are up there. We have day passes available if you want to try it out. And, if you are a monthly member or higher, make sure you're in the Slack. Try to be as active as possible. We got some new guys in there mixing it up with some of our OG members and, talking to slate, helping each other out with tips and resources. And, it's a beautiful thing, man. Got to get the Slack rolling again. Anyway, Nation, don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. For myself, the entire WiseTake Nation, as always, good luck.